Charlie Miller, the first man to hack the iPhone. The hacker Apple feared the most. A former NSA cyber warrior who turned his attention to the world's favorite gadget and showed the world just how easy it was to break. His discoveries didn't just embarrass Apple, they forced the entire tech industry to rethink security. Charlie Miller doesn't fit the stereotype of a hacker. He's not hiding in the shadows. He's on stage, calmly exposing flaws that tech giants don't want you to see.
Basically, I'm giving a talk about some of the breaches that have happened recently, the big breaches, and then I do some analysis about what they have in common and sort of why there's these problems and what we can do to fix them. And basically what I conclude is that there's all these vulnerabilities in software.
With a PhD in mathematics and years at the NSA, Miller became one of the most respected security researchers in the world. And when the iPhone came out, he made it his mission to see if Apple's shiny new toy was really as secure as they claimed. In 2007, Apple promised that the iPhone was revolutionary and safe. It was marketed as a revolutionary device, a stark contrast to the virus-plagued world of PCs. The public perception was that this new device was virtually unhackable. It was a brand new category, and no one had ever seen a remote attack on a modern smartphone before. Charlie Miller proved otherwise. He found a flaw in Safari that let him run code on any iPhone that visited his website. The vulnerability was a masterclass in exploiting assumptions. Safari was designed to render images and text, but Miller discovered a bug in the code that handled a specific type of image file. He crafted a malicious web page that looked completely innocent, but hidden within the data of one of the images was his exploit code. When an iPhone user visited the site, Safari would try to display this corrupted image. The browser's code, not knowing how to handle the malformed data, would crash in a very specific way, a memory corruption error that essentially opened a backdoor. In that moment of confusion, the phone would accidentally execute the malicious instructions Miller had hidden inside the image file. No password, no jailbreak, no warning, just a simple page load and the phone was his. Once his code was running, he had what's called a payload, the part of the malware that performs the malicious action. His payload could have stolen contacts, read emails, or turned on the microphone. But as a white hat hacker, his goal wasn't to cause harm, it was to prove it was possible. He immediately reported the flaw to Apple through a process called responsible disclosure, giving them a deadline to fix the issue before he was scheduled to present his findings at the famous Black Hat Cybersecurity conference. The clock was ticking. This became the first ever remote iPhone exploit, and Apple rushed to push out a patch before the exploit went public. 2 years later, Charlie dropped something even scarier. A single text message, just one, could let a hacker hijack your iPhone. You didn't even have to open it. He demonstrated it live at Black Hat 2009, leaving the entire room silent. For the first time, iPhone users realized their phone could be compromised in seconds. In 2011, Miller went after Apple's pride and joy, the App Store. He created a fake app that secretly called home to his server after installation. Apple approved it. When they discovered what it really did, they banned him from the developer program. But the stunt proved his point. Even Apple's walled garden wasn't unbreakable. Charlie Miller's iPhone hacks weren't about chaos, they were warnings. Each exploit forced Apple to patch flaws and make iOS stronger. He turned every discovery into a lesson, pushing the world's most valuable company to get serious about security. Charlie Miller didn't just hack the iPhone, he changed it forever. Every exploit he found forced Apple to rethink its security, patch vulnerabilities, and build stronger defenses. Today, Charlie continues working in cybersecurity, helping protect the very devices he once broke.
Once someone like me writes a tool or an exploit, then anyone can use it. And so you saw that in some denial of service attacks, where someone would write a denial of service tool and then have a lot of people download it and use it. And so these people who were actually performing the attack, they didn't understand, or they didn't necessarily understand anything about how computers work or networks work.
The iPhone you hold now is far safer because of researchers like him, the white hat hackers who push companies to do better. So next time you see that pop-up asking you to update your phone, don't ignore it. Behind that update is a story, of hackers, discoveries, and breakthroughs that keep your phone and your data safe. If you care about fighting online fraud and learning how to stay safe, check out Tileris.com, our mission to make the internet safer for everyone. Visit Tileris.com today and keep your online presence safe. If you loved this story, hit subscribe. We tell real stories about the hacks that shaped the tech you use every day.